Where fashion is present in everyday life, it is difficult to avoid the emergence of new trends or drops of certain brands. Many of us might relate to the idea of becoming a new person just by conforming to a certain trend. But at its core, fashion is profitable, and such fashion empires will take advantage of that vulnerability. But recently, some companies have taken this negative impact to try and undo this negative impression. My name is Janine Madamba, and I will be introducing you to the inside look of fashion empires and their impact on consumers. My applicability comes from my previous research on analysis of business on fashion empires, such as marketing strategies, and the sources that I have utilized in this presentation. Today, I will be discussing the impact of the fashion industry and its empires and its great influence on society through their beauty standards and support of consumerism, and how these empires are trying to fix it. Please keep questions at the end of the discussion, and I will be going through a short summary. Thank you for your attention. Fashion has long been seen as a status among many cultures, and still is, especially in Western society, where only the wealthy seem to have the best made clothing. According to Carlo Marco Belfonte, a professor of economic history specializing in the impact of fashion, those who weren't part of the small wealthy bracket of society wanted to be active participants in the act of fashion. He states that the mere inclusion of their class was their only aim, and not to overturn the impact of appearance on society. Belfonte, 2009. The emergence of fashion to show class had now become standard that was attainable to anyone in society. As mentioned by Maria Skivko, a trend researcher specialized in fashion, this process follows defined beauty and fashion standards that are accepted and known in society. The central message of dressing the body is to complete the task of looking fancy, beautiful, and fashionable. Skivko, 2020. As clothing evolved as a status to a form of art, the endeavor of beauty came along. Not only does the appearance of the body matter, but how it is dressed became a rising importance. Fashion had now become a whole new aspect of beauty, and to conform to trends was to be beautiful. As technology has evolved from fashion magazines to online posts, PhD researchers Yan Yan and Kim Bissell discuss how this technology has now carried different kinds of beauty standards stemming from other cultures across the globe. Yan and Bissell, 2014. As more beauty standards are constantly being created, fashion evolves with it. For example, if looking more mature is the standard, tighter clothing becomes produced and advertised among consumers. You might think that fashion empires only consist of fashion houses such as Christian Dior or Gucci, but they also include brands such as Forever 21 or Hollister. This comes to the ruin of fashion empires and how sustainability contributes to its downfall. According to Anama Joy, professor and researcher in fashion, consumers are disappointed with the fact that the brands they enjoy openly and produce excessive amounts of product that impact sustainability. Joy et al. 2012. Along with this, consumers are not as educated in the aspect of sustainability when they think about fashion, as researched by Anama Joy and others. But as consumers are more familiar with the impacts of fast fashion, it has been leading to these discoveries of fashion empires' consumers' ideals. As said by Joy et al., even companies such as Zara, which once manufactured all their goods in Europe, resulting in better quality control, now outsource at least 13% of their manufacturing to China and Turkey. Joy et al. 2012. Moreover, as criticisms of fashion empires become evident, some want to free their consumers from these worries. A good example of a fashion company having this ideal is the fashion house Maison Margiela. As said by Skivko, Margiela aims to communicate the rejection of beauty and fashion standards through newfound meaning of clothing. Skivko, 2020. Margiela believes that clothing should be separated from the body itself and should be expressive among the person that wears their fashion. Skivko, 2020. By not conforming to regular fashion, Margiela influences fashion by introducing otherworldly ideals that do not criticize the human body, but the idea of clothes and their expression overall holding clothing it beside beauty. Fashion empires have long benefited from targeting vulnerable audiences, such as young women, to conform to their standards and to consume to be beautiful. The industry believes that they should be able to impact them heavily. The origins of the fashion industry and its empires is rooted into their beauty standards and consumerism, and its downfall has been based on this. But as of now, some companies are beginning to change this impression. But fashion, at its core, is more than beauty, more than consumerist ideals. It is an expression and art that should be highly appreciated. Fashion empires, vulnerable appreciation in the guise of their own ideals. But it is your choice to be your own critic. These are my references.